Welcome back to Let's Talk, the Elevated Brand Podcast, where we empower ambitious professionals and leaders to align their personal and professional brands with purpose, clarity, and confidence. I'm your host, Angelia Malbrew, luxury branding strategist and photographer on a mission to help you elevate your image, your influence, and your income. If you're ready to transform your brand and step into your brilliance, let's dive in. Whew. Okay, so I want to have a real conversation with you guys. Now that we've gotten that intro out, how have you guys been? I know it's been a minute since you've heard my voice, but I am still here. And I just wanted to be honest for just a second. I have been away on a hiatus, very much needed hiatus from everything. And I'm back, I'm refreshed, and I'm ready to get going. But I want to talk to the person that is doing all the things. I want to talk to the person that has multiple businesses. I want to talk to the person that has a business and a 9 to 5. I want to talk to the person that has a business, a 9 to 5, a husband, some kids, and maybe a dog and a cat. And I want to talk to the person that has decided that this time things will be different because that's what I decided. I'm back, but I have definitely changed. And today I want to talk about rebuilding after burnout and why choosing legacy over hype is my move. Life has been downright disrespectful, if I could say that as candidly as I can. And I'm not saying this for a pity party because I do not want your pity. If you know me, you know I am not a woe is me type of girl. I am a soldier and I'm a big G, as Montel Jordan used to say. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Life has been really challenging lately. For me, for my family, for other business owners that I know, a lot of business owners that I know. Honestly, there are very few that I'm aware of that have not been going through some type of challenge. And I always like to tell people everybody you meet is battling with something that you know nothing of. And so life has a way of lifing and it has a way of not just knocking on the door, but it will kick it down. And I want you guys to know that I did not quit my podcast. I did not quit my photography business, but I did walk away for pause. And sometimes you have to do that to save yourself, to save your business, to save your sanity, because life can come at you hard, it can come at you fast, and it can be a lot. So I want to encourage the person out there that is hearing me that may be juggling a lot. You are not alone. You are seen, you are loved, you are valued, and you matter. I want to talk about why I pressed pause. Not because I'm inconsistent or uninspired, because I love my businesses. I love everything that I do. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it. You guys know I will walk away from something really quickly and quit for sure if it's something that does not bring me joy, does not bring me peace. Because I feel like in this life, you have an option to either go forward with things that make you happy or you can sit in silence and be miserable. I'm going to choose happiness every single time because I've worked in so many places and spaces in a job, not a career, but a job that did not serve me, a job that did not respect me, a job that did not value my presence. And so I dare not start this entrepreneurial journey and do something that does not bring me joy. So I want to talk about how people have the capacity to carry so much more and they end up taking on other people's stuff. You guys have been there. I know you have, because some of us have had conversations before about what it feels like to carry the weight of somebody else's trauma, the weight of somebody else's problem, the weight of somebody else's situation. Because truth be told, I am a thoroughbred. I have been built tough. And I carry a lot more than most people could ever imagine. I'm used to that. But it doesn't have to be a norm. from losing family members to rebuilding my operations. And I said operations with an S because I rebuilt everything. And trying to lead in business while holding myself together emotionally. Sometimes that's a lot. That's a lot to carry. And honestly, it became too much to pretend that everything was just fine. This episode isn't about excuses because I am not one to make excuses. I am an action taker, have always been that. But it is about honesty. Because what I know is this: the strong ones don't always ask for help. Sometimes the strong people that need a hand, most often they won't say anything. So I'm telling you this to say, if you're the strong one, it's okay to ask for help. If you're the strong one, find ways to find peace in what you're doing. Find ways to get joy out of the moments that you have for yourself. Find time to do self-care. That's one thing that I stopped doing real self-care about a few months ago because my masseuse from one of the places that I used to love to go to because she was there, she ended up leaving that location and I have not been back since. And so that was one of the things that I did for self-care, each and every month without fail. I was at the masseuse getting a massage every single month. And it wasn't always a 30 minute. More than likely, it was an hour or an hour and 30-minute massage because I deserve it. When you work hard, you should definitely enjoy the fruits of your labor. And you should definitely be in a place and space where you can relax and get self care. So that was one of the things that I stopped doing. So I'm encouraging you, if you're hearing me, if you have some type of self care that you're doing, whether it's, being pampered, doing a spa day, going on a trip. Sometimes trips can be stressful, but if that's your thing, my dear, knock yourself out. But I'm encouraging you to do something for you. And each week, not just once a month, not just once a year, but every single week, you should be doing something for you. Because sometimes we carry and carry and carry until something gives. And sometimes that something that gives is us. For me, that something was silence, a moment to breathe, and a moment to just feel before creating again. Because I am not one that just continues to go and will do a photo shoot when I'm not okay. I made that mistake one time. I tried to pacify this client for whatever reason. I don't know why I thought this was a great idea. But in the midst of me losing one of my most favorite people on this side of heaven, my grandmother, the one who raised me, I realized that I had somehow booked, and obviously we didn't know she was going to pass away when she did. I knew my grandmother was sick, but I thought she had gotten better. And due to some family drama, which I'm not going to talk about, I was in indirect communication with her at the time of her passing. I had to go through someone else to have conversation. And I just thought that was utterly ridiculous. And so, unfortunately, I was not able to talk to her in the last few days of her life. But during that time, I had already paid for tickets to go to Woman Dire Loose in Atlanta. I had already booked, I want to say three clients around that time. And obviously, all of these clients, with the exception of one, had booked me, maybe a few weeks or a month in advance. But I remember, out of all the three clients that I photographed during this time, even me pushing myself, listening to my cousin saying, "Oh, your grandma wouldn't want you sad, or she would want you sitting home. Like, come, please come. You already bought your tickets. Like, just come to the conference." So I ended up going to the conference, which was, it was okay. It wasn't the bet. I'm sorry, it was four clients because I actually photographed a client while I was in Atlanta. So I had four clients around this time. And so out of all of them, there was one that made me rethink why I decided to not push that session to another day. It was one that made me question myself and say, why am I even doing this? Does this even equate to me providing a service that I love so much? Or is this me trading time for money? Because I felt like with that client, it became time for money. And to this date, her and maybe two more people, and I've had a lot of clients, photography clients, was absolutely worst. That was like one of the worst clients I ever had. One of the, now I've had two more that, they are kind of knocking at the door on that level of being the worst clients. And I never had an opportunity to say that, because I used to hear people say all the time, oh, I had an awful client. Like, this client was horrible. And I see them, expressing themselves in group chats and stuff. And I used to think, what are you doing to these people to make those people treat you that way? And what type of clients are you attracting? And honestly, being in that same seat where I'm feeling like, what type of situation is this, and how did I allow this client to book? Because my consultation process is very thorough. I do not let clients book with me by just clicking on a link on a website. You have to have a conversation with me. And so I was really questioning my judgment, because during this time, as I'm grieving, this person became one of the worst clients I'd ever had. Very disrespectful, and knew what I was going through, but still disrespectful. And nothing was ever enough. And when I tell you, I did above and beyond, with red eyes and all, just puffy eyes and just over it. But I still showed up, and I showed up in all of my glory, and I was happy, and I was bouncy, and I did everything I needed to do above and beyond. When I say above, I mean above and beyond for this client. And it still wasn't enough. So sometimes you have to pause before you create. Sometimes you have to give yourself time to breathe, because people don't care about what you're going through personally. They only care about their agenda. And I heard my mentor, Sue, say many, many, many times, people are selfish. And they are. But I never had people in my ecosystem, in my business, in my brand, that made me feel that people were selfish. And maybe I live in a bubble, and maybe I've been sheltered all of my life. And my grandmother did her very best to protect me from the evils of this world. And to be honest with you, I don't think I saw evil until maybe my 18th birthday, around my 18th birthday, right before I turned 18, is when I started to see the evil, because now I'm exposed to more people, and people that will take your innocence for granted, people that don't value life. Because if you know me, you know that I lost my father at the age of 18. So being at the place of dealing with so many things, and then you're having to take on the weight of your clients and whatever they're going through. Because what people don't tell you when you become a photographer or a videographer, or people that have close relationship with their clients, and as a photographer, you have to have that, unless you're one of those people that, just say, hey, go pay the invoice online, and I'll see you at the photo session, and then you just deliver the images. Now, if you're that type of photographer, then I'm not talking to you. This is not your segment. But I'm talking to the photographers that are intentional about creating a relationship with their clients. Now, if you're that type of creator, this is your segment. This is a conversation for you, because what people don't say and don't tell us before we get into this industry is this. So I'll tell all the newbies that are just finding me and that want to know more about this industry. You become a therapist. You're listening and taking on everything that your client is going through, because most time people just want to talk. They just want to have an opportunity to talk to you about whatever they're dealing with. And I hold space for my clients. I hold space for my family, and I hold space for my friends. And I allow them to vent if needed, I allow them to let me know what's going on in their lives, because I want to be able to have a soft place to land too, if that is my issue. If I need someone to talk to, I want to be that person that gives someone a place to just be at peace. Because it's hard to find people that you can truly, truly, truly confide in. And during my trial by fire, because that's the only way I can explain it, recently, I found out who my friends were. I found out what family truly meant. I found out what it means to see people use you for your gifts and turn right around and value someone else for theirs. I hope you guys are not experiencing anything like this. And I didn't want this to be a heavy podcast episode, but I did want to share what I felt would be helpful to other people that are in this entrepreneurial life, because it's not always easy. It is lonely at times, and you won't always have the support that you so desperately deserve. So I just want you to know that I'm holding space for you as well if you need someone to talk to, because some people, they just don't have anyone to talk to. And I'm here for you, because you know what? I'm rested and I'm back. But the toll of trying to be everything for everyone weighs heavy. So I want you guys to be mindful of the company you keep, the people that you allow to infiltrate your system and to pour into you and to give you advice, because not all advice is advice you should be taking. What I've experienced through my grief, and for those of you that don't know, that have not been close to me, we lost 4 people in the span of about 3 weeks. 4 people back to back, 4 funerals, 4 reminders that life is so precious. And in those moments, it made me appreciate every moment that I have. It made me go back to God and say, thank you for my life. Because I have the opportunity to still be here another day talking to you guys. Even though I can't see you, I'm here. And I just wanted to share with you guys, through transitions that you go through in life, find your tribe. And it may not be people that look like you. It may not be people that have the same bloodline as you. It may not be people that you once thought were your friends. Because I had people in my life that I thought were, air quote, friends, that never checked on me, but constantly called me to dump and to give me all of their stuff. But they never once said, Angelia, are you okay? You've been quiet on social media lately. I haven't heard from you in a minute. Are you okay? That never happened. So choose your tribe wisely. And I know my grandmother told me years and years and years ago, and she told me throughout the years, because my beloved grandmother lived to be 94 years old. So she was with me my entire life. So even in her battle with Alzheimer's and dementia, she was still giving knowledge. And so she always told me that be careful of the people you call your friends. And I'm so grateful. But I wish I would have listened. So I want you to understand that when your help ends up being a hindrance and the cost of hiring the wrong people becomes a part of your story, let me tell you how to handle it. So let me just say this. So I have always been an advocate of giving people an opportunity. I've always been a big advocate of helping other people, because that's what I saw my dad do. He helped people that couldn't get a job in traditional corporate America. He gave people a second, third, fourth, and sometimes a fifth chance to feed their children. But the same people that he gave opportunities to were the same people that took him from his children. As hard as it is for me to say that, it still is something that Because sometimes when you hire people and they present the representative, it comes as a headache and a hindrance to you when you find out who they truly are. And so I want to just urge you guys, when you are hiring and when you're doing things in your business and you're trying to expand and you're trying to build, don't fall for the hype. Okay, because I have made that mistake a few times where, I interviewed the people, they gave me all the right answers, they did all the right things, the probationary period was great, but then after probation, I get to see who was really hiding behind that mask. And so I just want to let you guys know that when you're hiring people, be very intentional. Be intentional on the people you bring into your ecosystem, the people that you trust with your brand, because hiring the wrong person can be costly. Not just your time, but your money, your energy, and wasted. Now, let's switch gears for just a second. I want to switch gears for you just a moment. And I want to talk about authentic branding versus the age of AI. We have just been bombarded with this new AI wave in photography. Now, AI is not new. We've seen it over the years for many, many years, but now we are in a place and space where we have to realize where we want to go. How will we allow this to affect our businesses and our brands going forward? Now, I do want to say this. I am not scared of AI. I have worked in AI for many years. Matter of fact, my first declaration of a college degree was information technology. But what I will say this, when it comes to photography, we have to take a different approach. We cannot allow AI to run us out of business. I've seen so many people selling all of their equipment, selling all of their wardrobe, closing down their studios because AI has really taken over and taken a lot of clients from some of us. Now, I'll say this, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. The people that would generally pay for credits to use for AI headshots and branding, they would never be my clients anyway because they don't value what I bring to the table, and that's totally fine. So those clients are not my concern at all, because they were never my clients. But for the people that truly value creating legacy, those that value wall art and going to a photography session that is stressless, those are the women that I typically photograph. Those are the clients that come to me, and AI could never brand them. Could never. So I want to speak directly to the woman who values authenticity and not shortcuts. And I want to talk to the one that's not interested in AI created headshots or artificial identity. Because the people that value those things, they are not my client, and that's okay. But I am looking for the woman who is ready to build a legacy. And I'm looking for the woman who knows that her brand matters to her future, to her family, to her clients, and her audience. This is the moment that I want to reclaim authenticity. This is the moment that I want to let you know that not everyone is going to be okay with AI headshots and branding. Everyone that decides to choose differently will still have us photographers to lean on. And I just want you to know my camera is still working. My doors are still open, and you are welcome to come to me. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what's changing, what's shifting in my ecosystem. The Elevate Your Brand tour is officially back. We had to take a pause with the tour because I realized that running a 12 city tour in the midst of grief, in the midst of chaos, in the midst of lack of support, in the midst of trying to rebuild my teams from behind the scenes was a lot. And so I'm returning, but I'm returning to serve a different type of woman. I'm returning to serve the woman who wants legacy portraits, who wants brand aligned wall art, who wants professional visual identity. Those are the clients that I'm looking for. So I want you also to know, if you are under the sound of my voice, and this is before August the 15th, 2025, then the Phoenix Marathon Headshot Session has officially been announced, and we are looking for you to attend. So I'll have more information about that in the link in my bio on any platform that you follow me on. And I hope you're following me on all platforms, especially YouTube and Pinterest and TikTok and Instagram. Instagram has been one of the platforms that I have kind of um, put to the back burner for multiple reasons. One, because the payouts on Instagram for me as a creator with over 20,000 followers has been non existent, to be honest with you. And I know I have not posted much, but honestly, Instagram is the platform that I've built the most intently. Now, I used to get bonuses and all type of payouts on Instagram to post, to be on there, to share content. And as of lately, those funds have dried up. So I am not focusing on the people that are tolerating me. I'm focusing on the platforms that celebrate me. Now, with that being said, I do get a monthly check from Facebook. However, Facebook has become a toxic cesspool of drama, and I am not interested in partaking in any of it. So I intermittently deleted and deactivated my Facebook page because I'm over it. I'm over the drama. And even though I'm not following the drama, some of the people that I follow are following the drama. So if they like it, it shows up on my timeline. And so I'm just over seeing that type of stuff. And for me, I'd rather go where there's peace versus chaos. And so for me, that looks like YouTube, that looks like Pinterest, and I will go live on TikTok because I have made money on TikTok as well. And so I'm just all about new processes, new peace, new grace moving forward, and not aligning myself with anything that's going to cause me anxiety, get on my nerves, or stress me out just because I'm looking at it. So, with that being said, I just decided that I'm just going to go where I am celebrated and not tolerated anymore. So, if you are following me on any of the platforms, make sure you're tapping in with me on YouTube, Pinterest, and possibly TikTok. I don't know the state of TikTok and where it's going forward, but I will say this: I know that Pinterest is becoming one of the fastest growing platforms for me. You'll hear more from me about that. I'll probably be doing a masterclass on Pinterest coming soon because I feel like that's such an underutilized space. But I will definitely give you more information on that to come. Um, I'm building deeper, more meaningful photography experiences. And this is not about trends, but it is about truth. So if you're interested in being a guest on this podcast and you have a story of reference, reinvention, or rebranding, email me or send me a DM. I would love to hear from you. And if you're a woman over 35 building a business, a legacy, or just trying to reclaim your image, you are who I do what I do for. Contact me. You can book your session for the Phoenix Headshot Marathon Day. It's going to be more of a networking experience, not just a headshot day, because I hate those, but it's going to be a networking experience. So if you're interested in coming to that, make sure you reach out to me. I would love to get the link for you, and I would love to see you there and photograph you. And also, if you are looking to be a part of the Elevate Your Brand tour, The wait list is open in your city. And if I do not have a wait list open in your city, I'll still come to you. You'll just need to reach out to me directly. You wouldn't be able to book your city on the list unless you um, contact me directly. So, with that being said, in this new season of the podcast, is more than business. It's about becoming. It's about rediscovering yourself after loss, after burnout, after silence. And I'm honored to walk this road with you, one episode, one conversation, and one powerful brand at a time. It has been my absolute pleasure to have this conversation with you today. And I want to thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk, the Elevated Brand Podcast. If today's conversation inspired you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who's building something meaningful. And if you're ready to elevate your brand, your business, and your legacy, visit AngeliaMalbrookPhotography.com to explore how we can work together. And until next time, stay bold, stay elevated, stay brilliant, and keep building a brand that matters. And I look forward to seeing you soon.